killed as gunmen attack communities in Kogi State. Protesting Rivers PDP members demand inspection of election results. And singer Portable granted bail remanded at the correctional center till conditions are met. Welcome to News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I am Simisola Adigun. We begin the news in Kogi State. Scores have been killed after gunmen invaded communities in Oganenigu ward of Dekina local government area of the state. Sources say the invaders stormed the communities, shooting sporadically and burning hundreds of houses in the early morning raid. A chieftain of the All Progressives Congress and the Oganigu ward chairman, James Ada, was among those killed in the attack. Reacting to the development, Governor Yahaya Bello has called for calm over the attacks, describing the vile and satanic attack as a calculated assault on the peace-loving people of Oganenigu who have enjoyed relative peace and security for years. The Kogi State Governor assured that his administration is committed to using resources to hunt down criminals and make them pay for their crimes. The Kaduna State government has imposed a 24-hour curfew on Sabon Galin and Nasarawa communities in the Chinkun local government area of the state following the killing of 2 persons. According to a short statement by the State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruwan, the curfew is with immediate effect. Aruwan also said the decision was reached following a breakdown of law and order that led to loss of 2 lives in an incident of urban gang violence. The Commissioner added that security agencies have been directed to enforce the curfew in the area and restore order while investigation into the incident has commenced. The Nigeria Defense Headquarters says it will continue to provide the needed support to enhance the quality of training of cadets at the Nigerian Defense Academy. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Rabo, said this when he inaugurated 15 troops carrying vehicles meant to ease movement of persons and cadets during training exercise at the Academy. The Chief of Army Staff, General Farouk Yahaya, also inaugurated the prototype and other projects at the 37 Demonstration Battalion in the NDLEA. The Army Chief reiterated the commitment of the Nigerian Army to provide the needed support of the training of the cadet.
In the military, everything was around training, and we demonstrate how it is done. And now, in line with my also pillars of command, philosophy of command, professionalism, administration, cooperation is there. Now, to be professional, you must train.
Training demands movement of both men and material from one training point to the other. So these vehicles are intended to close up that gap or to boost what is available in the academy in that regard.
Now, fewer than 300,000 displaced persons have been repatriated from neighboring countries, according to the Presidential Committee on Repatriation, Return and Resettlement of Displaced Persons in the Northeast. Governor of Borno State, Babagana Zulum, made the disclosure when he spoke with State House correspondents after a meeting of a committee chaired by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Zulum, who is the Vice Chairman, Technical Working Group, said that 15 billion naira had been released for the 4th phase of the assignment.
A few months ago, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has established a committee for the repatriation, return and resettlement of IDPs that are living in the Republic of Chad, Cameroon and Niger to Nigeria. Based on the recommendation of the chairman of this committee, which is the Vice President, the sum of 15 billion naira has been released to the committee. We are here to discuss modalities of implementation. Who does what? So far, so good. A lot has been discussed. Many items will be procured so that the repatriation exercise will take place with immediate effect. More than about 300,000 were repatriated. But under this phase, we are yet to begin the process. Yes, this is the first phase of the repatriation exercise we shall embark upon very soon. Guidelines were provided to respective agencies that are to handle this matter.
Members of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Rivers State have held a protest at the office of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to demand the joint inspection of election results and the certified true copies of results sheets for the just concluded 2023 general elections. The protest was led by the Deputy Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Edison Ehi, who was re-elected in the March 18 election, and Samuel Owanosike, the chairman of the Ikwere local government area. Although the party won the governorship and state assembly elections, the deputy speaker of the assembly, who jointly led the protest, demanded that INEC grant the party a joint inspection of the materials used in conducting the March 18 elections.
We have applied to INEC, to the court, for joint inspection of result sheets and electoral materials. So we have come physically to register our protest and our presence that INEC cannot allow any of the political parties to inspect materials without the order. We are saying, even us as PDP, don't allow us to inspect the electoral materials without the other political parties. So don't also allow any political party, be it APC, Labour, ABGA, NRM, any party, to also inspect electoral materials without us. This is democracy. That's the rule of law. So we are peaceful protesters, and we are going to remain here peacefully. Our breakfast, lunch, and dinner will be taken here. But the point is crystal clear. Any inspection, which of course, legally, as required by law, we have applied for, must be done jointly in our presence and in the presence of other political parties.
Rising from the demands of the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) for a joint inspection of the materials used in conducting the March 18 elections, protests have erupted in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital, as members of the All Progressives Congress (APC) and the People's Democratic Party (PDP) have clashed, sending a wave of panic across the city. The altercation occurred on Monday at the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) office located in the GRA area of Port Harcourt. Tony Ekol, the governorship candidate of the APC, had arrived at the INEC office to inspect materials used for the election but was held on March 18. But the fracas broke out when PDP members who were already at the INEC office insisted that both parties inspect the materials at the same time. The PDP members, led by Edison Ehi, Deputy Speaker of the Rivers House of Assembly, argued that a joint inspection would ensure that there is transparency in the process. The situation degenerated into a fracas that led to gunshots and the reported injury of one person. Now, to speak more on this development, Theo Akachugba, political affairs analyst, joins me now. It's good to have you join me. Now, from the fracas we've seen in Rivers State, incidents like that have become quite common in Nigerian politics. Now, what needs to happen for the country to witness peaceful politics?
Well, it's unfortunate. It's a disgrace. We have laws governing all processes in Nigeria. And so when one begins to see this type of behavior, unruly action, people arrogating unto themselves certain powers that they do not have, a cause for concern. Now, one thing I want to find out, if the court has already granted any of these parties the permission to inspect, why is another saying it must be present? The court order is that the one who brought the petition to court should inspect and obtain materials necessary for him to do his case. And I don't know if the APC has obtained that. But even if not, the call for the PDP man, as he presented it on air, would be fair that, okay, if there is going to be inspection, let it be done by all. The risk in this is that, you see the violence that occurred today, which has remained a recurrent decima among our people. You know, violence comes when everyone wants to assert his own position at the detriment of the other. And so this is why I am really, really scandalized. And I feel that it is unfortunate that this should occur. It's condemnable, and it's not a good story in the electoral process of our country that will begin to witness violence, associated with our elections.
Now, usually political parties and candidates, especially at the presidential level, sign a peace accord. And this is done to make our politics and elections peaceful. But it seems that the essence of the peace accord... Okay, I asked, my question was, usually political parties and candidates, especially at the presidential level, sign a peace accord. And this is done to make our politics and elections peaceful. But it seems that the essence of the peace accord is never adhered to. Why do you think that is?
Well, to a large extent, this time people have conducted themselves quite better. Just imagine if there were not such an accord. I think the accord has been governing their conduct and helping. It means that if we didn't have that accord, it could have been worse. Because out of 10, you've seen about 8 observing good conduct and decorum and carrying and conducting themselves more peacefully. So we can't discount the peace accord is good. But no matter how accord or peaceful you have decided to be, if you find that your rights are being trampled upon and your chances of even filing your case are being jeopardized by delay, because the APC might be terrified because they have time frame within which to file, and the strategy of the other people might be just to waste away the time and create chaos and create a kind of anarchy around the inspection to deprive them from being able to file within time, and that their case may then be thrown out and say that it's statute barred or he filed outside of the time allowed. So you see, this is why you see some of this restiveness, some of this behavior. But my call is that we should respect the law. The PDP should allow the APC to inspect this material. And if they want to be present, they don't need this kind of crowd to be present. They just need a few officers. So I think also that the PDP is not behaving well. The PDP is stopping a simple process and making look very chaotic. Very unfortunate that people were injured. But I like to blame the security agencies. Sometimes they react too late. If they move quickly, they can forestall and prevent this type of situation.
A political analyst, Theo Akatugba, many thanks for your time and for lending your thoughts. Moving on, popular singer Habib Okikiola, also known as Portable, has been granted bail by a magistrate court in the Ifo local government area of Ogun State. This followed the singer's arraignment on Monday by the Ogun State Police Command. He was arraigned on 5 counts bordering on assault before the court, presided over by the Chief Magistrate A.S. Shoneye. The accused, however, pleaded not guilty to the charges. Delivering his ruling on the application for bail made by the singer's counsel, the presiding judge said the offences are bailable and granted him bail with a bond of 300,000 naira and 500,000 naira, as well as 2 shorties who must reside within the jurisdiction of the Honourable Court. The court, however, ruled that the defendants be transferred to the Ilaro Correctional Center pending the time his bail requirements are met, and adjourned to April 26 for the commencement of trial. In other stories, the Abuja Job and Skill Acquisition Fair has been identified as one of the sources of tackling unemployment among youths, an event created to support job creation in the country. The program, presided over by the CEO of the Talk Office, Mary Njama, said the event will help train employees and have them connect with potential employers. Other speakers at the event also said that skills acquisition would equip the youth with self-employment that will serve them for life.
When an organization approaches me to recruit for them, all I'm looking for is the already made applicant that fits into the role of this particular organization. So I'm not going to bother myself with any training, coaching, or mentoring. I just look for the best applicants out there and send them to the employer. But in our own case, we're calling all applicants that are interested in any specific area that we are recruiting for part-time excuse me, and then we train them to become employable by these companies. So besides just calling 100 people and picking just one person, we're calling 100 people and preparing these 100 people in the hopes that when we connect them to 100 organizations, these 100 people can be employed.
The rate of unemployment in Nigeria, the onus is on the youths. I am calling on the youths especially who think that the four walls of the school, having education just in the four walls of the school is about the job. That is not it. You would not stop there. I would advise that while taking that JAMB form, while going to school, you are acquiring a skill to enable you stand out in the midst of plenty. That you have a degree is not just it. That you have all A's is not just it. In the Nigeria today, having skill is enough for you to stand out with or without the certificate. So that is my word for the unemployed youths out there in Nigeria.
I believe Nigerian youth, need to be employable. This is the most, but that's what we were talking about. Acquisition of skills, digital skills, because that's where the world is going now, for them to be employable. So they need to acquire these skills, and to acquire these skills is not far-fetched, it's not so difficult. There are so many organizations offering courses and training, free trainings for them to acquire these skills and to become more employable.
We'll take a break here, but still to come, Japan to ease border controls on arrivals from China from April the 5th. Details of the story and more right after this break.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On Digi 360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
Digi 360, dissecting the issues.
Welcome back. Here's a recap of our top stories tonight. Scores have been killed after gunmen invaded communities in Oganenigu ward of Dekina local government area of the state. A chieftain of the All Progressives Congress and the Oganenigu ward chairman, James Ada, was among those killed in the attack. Reacting to the development, Governor Yahaya Bello has called for calm over the attacks, describing the vile and satanic act as a calculated assault on the peace-loving people of Oganenigu, who have enjoyed relative peace and security for years. We also told you that the Kaduna State government has imposed a 24-hour curfew on Sabongari and Nasarawa communities in the Chikun local government area of the state following the killing of 2 persons. According to a short statement by the State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruwan, the curfew is with immediate effect. Aruwan also said the decision was reached following a breakdown of law and order that led to loss of 2 lives in an incident of urban gang violence. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria on Facebook or at TV360 online. Japan is set to ease its border control measures for travelers from mainland China from Wednesday amid a decline in novel coronavirus cases. Visitors from mainland China will be allowed to enter Japan by showing proof of 3 doses of COVID-19 vaccines instead of negative results of a test taken 72 hours or less before departure. We'll take another short break and return with business updates, to stay with us.
Hello, Alhaji. Right now I'm in Abuja. No. Hello, Adamu. Right now I'm in Kano. Yes. When I get back, I'll just call you. Look, what is wrong with you? I'm talking on the phone and you are gesticulating and doing. What's wrong with you?
Daddy, where exactly are we as we speak?
Are you alright? This is Lagos.
Well, you just lied to someone that we are in Abuja.
Keep quiet. Who told you you can tell an elderly person is lying?
Daddy, you just lied. And by lying, you are raising corrupt children for the future of Nigeria. That is corruption, not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. Mary Kano joins us now with more updates in business. Over to you now, Mary.
Thank you, Simisala. Welcome to Business News. The Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, AMCON, has provided clarification to a recent court ruling on the receiver manager appointment of ARIC Limited. Speaking on the issue, AMCON's head of corporate communication, Jude Nwozo, who said the reports on the court ruling were incorrect, added that the Lagos Federal High Court judgment on March 31st, 2023 was in favor of AMCON's appointment of the receiver manager of ARIC. Nwozo also said the court did not rule against the appointment of the receiver manager, nor did it grant all of the plaintiffs' prayers. We'll take a short break and be back with Stock Market Report. It's the first trading day of the new month, and Nigeria's equities market opened the month of April in red, decreasing by 0.08%. Investors lost 27 billion naira as the record decimal outing on the local bourse pushed lower this year's record positive return to 5.73%. The record dip at the Nigerian Exchange Limited was majorly fueled by sell-off in stocks like SCOA and UACN. Also, market breadth closed negative with 17 gainers and 23 losers. Now, at the close of trading, 292 million volume of shares were traded in 4,408 deals. Moving on now to the global scene, let's see how the stocks are faring. The FTSE, Dow Jones and Nikkei are trading high as investors wait a surge in oil prices after Saudi-led crude producers announced they would reduce production by over 1 million barrels a day starting in May. This propelled the market to bullish heights that we can see here. And that's a stock market report. Simisola, back to you.
Thank you, Mary, for that update. And on the global scene, Russian President Vladimir Putin has signed a decree creating a special fund to support soldiers fighting in Ukraine and their families. According to the decree, the measures are aimed at ensuring a decent life for soldiers involved in the Ukraine offensive and for their partners and children. He added that it is his duty to support the families of those that have lost their loved ones and to help them raise their children and give them an education and a job. Well, it's now time for Entertainment Report on News Now.
After 72 days of competing against 24 contestants and 9 nominations for evictions, phone tax and fight, 25-year-old South African Kosi has won the first edition of the Big Brother Titans reality TV show. The 25-year-old defeated Tasi Kanaga Jr. to become the ultimate winner of the maiden edition of the show tag Zia Kahala Wahala to win the coveted $100,000 cash prize on Sunday night. All through the show, Kosi had proven to be an outstanding housemate with her earliest drama and entertaining personality. The show, which began on 25th of January, had 10 Nigerians and 12 South Africans competing for the grand prize. Veteran juju singer Ebenezer Remileko Aremu Obe Fabiyi, fondly known by the stage name Ebenezer Obe, as clocked 81. The legendary musician aptly announced on his Instagram page on Monday, April 3rd, and many have flooded his comment section to join in the celebration. President Muhammadu Buhari has also rejoiced with the multi-talented musician, celebrating the talented performer for 66 years of impactful global career with ever-growing signature tunes from the 1950s. That's all on the entertainment segment of News Now.
In sports, Novak Djokovic has returned to #1 spot in the ATP rankings, despite missing US tournaments last month because of his lack of a COVID vaccination. Carlos Alcaraz has taken the top ranking from Djokovic after victory in Indian Wells, but the Spaniard bowed out of the semi-finals of the Miami Open on Friday to allow Djokovic back for a record 380th week as #1. Djokovic has a 380-point lead over Alcaraz, with Greece's Stefanos Tsitsipas in third, more than 1,000 points behind the leading duo. That's our package this evening. Many thanks for watching. I'm Simisola Adigun. Bye for now.